Stop throwing money at lifeless soil that drinks up your amendments like a bottomless pit. While you've been surface feeding your garden with expensive fertilizers and compost teas, there's an underground revolution happening that could make your soil self-sustaining in less than a week. This isn't another gardening hack, it's a centuries-old fermentation technique that turns depleted earth into a thriving microbial metropolis, and once you see the results, you'll never look at soil health the same way again. Your plants look perpetually hungry because you're treating symptoms, not the root cause. Traditional composting and surface amendments are like putting a Band-Aid on a broken bone. They provide temporary relief but never address the fundamental problem. Your soil lacks the living ecosystem that makes nutrients available to plants naturally. Most gardeners unknowingly create a dependency cycle. You add fertilizer, plants grow briefly, then they crash because the soil biology isn't there to sustain them. It's exhausting and expensive, like trying to fill a bucket with no bottom. Deep soil fermentation works by creating an underground buffet that feeds beneficial microorganisms from the root zone upward. Unlike surface composting that takes months to become biologically active, this method ignites microbial activity in days by providing the perfect environment for beneficial bacteria and fungi to explode in population. The technique leverages the same principles used in Korean natural farming and Japanese soil management for generations. These cultures understood that soil doesn't just need nutrients, it needs life. And life multiplies fastest in warm, moist, controlled environments below ground level. Creating your underground microbial factory starts by selecting a 3x3 foot area in your garden bed, or a proportionally smaller space if you're working with containers. Clear the surface and dig down approximately 6 inches, setting the topsoil aside. You're creating a fermentation chamber that will become the heart of your soil's new ecosystem. Your first layer consists of small woody materials like thin twigs, dried stems, or even shredded prunings. This carbon-rich foundation acts as scaffolding, maintaining air pockets while slowly decomposing. It prevents the entire system from becoming waterlogged and anaerobic. Next, add unfinished compost or fresh organic matter. Kitchen scraps that haven't fully broken down work perfectly. Coffee grounds, vegetable peels, and fruit scraps provide the nitrogen-rich materials that microbes need for rapid reproduction. Keep everything consistently damp, not soaked, to maintain optimal fermentation conditions. The secret microbial activator. Here's where this method becomes revolutionary. Rice water, the starchy liquid left after rinsing rice, serves as your microbial starter culture. This simple ingredient attracts lactobacillus bacteria, which are powerful probiotics that accelerate organic matter breakdown and create conditions favorable for beneficial fungi. To prepare rice water, rinse 1 cup of rice with 2 cups of water, stirring vigorously, then strain and use immediately. Pour this directly over your organic layer, making sure you get even distribution. If rice water isn't available, you can dilute 1 tablespoon of plain yogurt in 2 cups of water or use the liquid from fermented vegetables. Add a layer of aged leaf mold or forest soil next. This introduces mycorrhizal fungi that form symbiotic relationships with plant roots, creating nutrient highways throughout your soil. Even a handful of established compost will provide the fungal diversity needed to jumpstart this process. Balancing your underground ecosystem is key, so you'll want to sprinkle crushed eggshells and a light dusting of wood ash over your layers. This helps balance pH and provides those trace minerals your soil craves. These materials slowly release calcium and potassium while buffering acidity that can develop during fermentation. Next, cover everything with your reserved topsoil and add a thick mulch layer. This creates the dark, insulated environment where fermentation really thrives. Within 48 to 72 hours, you'll notice the soil becoming darker and developing a rich, earthy aroma reminiscent of forest floors. The transformation begins immediately, and honestly, the results are nothing short of remarkable. Plants within 18 inches of fermented zones often show improvement within days. Leaves become more vibrant, stems strengthen, and growth accelerates noticeably. This isn't just coincidence, it's biology in action. As beneficial microorganisms multiply, they create a living network that extends far beyond your fermentation zone. Fungal threads spread outward, connecting plant roots and facilitating nutrient exchange across your entire garden bed. The soil structure improves dramatically, becoming crumbly and well aerated while retaining moisture more effectively. This isn't a one-time application but a system you can replicate throughout your garden. Create fermentation pockets between rows, around fruit trees, or down the center of raised beds. Each new zone becomes a launching pad for microbial life that spreads naturally. In containers, it's important to scale down proportionally and focus on creating fermentation layers a bit closer to the root zones. For established gardens, try digging narrow trenches between your plants rather than disturbing those existing root systems. Once established, this living soil system actually becomes self-sustaining. The microbial network, continuously cycles nutrients, improves soil structure, and helps protect your plants from diseases. You'll probably find yourself watering less frequently, dealing with fewer pest problems, and honestly, harvesting more abundant and flavorful crops. The key indicators of success here are increased earthworm activity, improved soil structure, and of course that unmistakable forest floor aroma. These signs tell you that your soil has, transformed from a sterile growing medium into a thriving ecosystem. Ready to revolutionize your garden? Just try this ancient technique in one small area and watch the transformation unfold. If this method has transformed your gardening experience, go ahead and subscribe to Crop Corner for more soil building secrets that actually work. And, share this with fellow gardeners who are tired of fighting lifeless soil.